LoveLine.
LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. This is LoveLine. LoveLine. With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Greg Graffin is here tonight from Bad Religion.
Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Always good to see Greg, smartest man in show business or in rock and roll.
Certainly in music.
Yes.
You guys are too kind.
No, but don't.
I'm not even, it's probably not even true.
No, I know it's not, because Dexter from The Offspring just got his PhD.
Oh, that's right.
He's a smart MF.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he flies a jet.
Yeah. He's rich, way rich.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Flying around to, one concert a year.
I know. But here's...
What's his PhD in? It's like math or something? Or?
No, I thought it was chemistry or something crazy.
Actually,
molecular biology or something
biology,
like that.
That's right.
He called and wants to take me up in his jet.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I was trying to think of... I don't think most... I'm a fan of Bad Religion, who is going to be playing at the House of Blues this Wednesday. Is it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday, Thursday of this week already sold out. So
it's the one in Orange County. Or the one in L.A.
One in L.A.
L.A., okay. They've
sold out the ones in San Diego and Orange County and all that stuff. But, to me, it's one of those things like, and I don't know how it works, but maybe, you own a label. You've been in the business for 25 years now, just about. How does it work? Like, see, when I see Offspring, or when I think about the Offspring, and I think about Bad Religion, I think... well, both good bands, both good live bands, both bands both have sold records. Bad Religion's been around 13, 14 more years or something like that.
Or more, right? No, whatever.
We always say, since 1901.
Yeah, but Offspring's been around since the very early 90s, probably 92, 93, something like that. They were
you're right.
keeping them separated in like 94.
Yes, you're right.
All right, so see, Drew, that's how old you are.
Yeah, I know.
That's a new song. That song is over 10 years old. Yeah. That seems like that's your newest song, right?
just got to it. What are you talking about?
That new song smell to it. So the point is to me, I figure, Bad Religion's been around a little bit longer. Offspring may have sold a couple more records in the last 10 years. I have their income at about the same. But
wow, you wrong.
Dexter flew Wonder Woman's jet in here.
Yeah.
And Greg came in his dad's Impala.
How did you know that? It's true. It's a rented Impala, actually. But
right, his dad rented it and let him borrow it
for the weekend.
How do you do they?
How's that work?
Yeah, how's it work? Am I missing? What am I missing?
Well, some bands are more successful at selling records, and that's really where...
Does Offspring make a ton of money because they sell worldwide, or are they selling that much more here?
Bad Religion must sell a ton of records.
Well, we don't sell a ton, but we do all right, and certainly you can't judge from the live audience all the time either, because some bands have multi-platinum success with their album,
and no live,
and a couple of years later they can't even fill the whiskey,
Right.
But this fact that they had such success with their multi-platinum album makes them pretty well off. They can afford a Porsche,
Yeah, I'm always amazed, and I also think they are. And there's this in every sort of branch of anything creative, whether it's movies or songs or writing or anything. There's the people you've heard of, the people you respect, and then there's people who've made a lot more money who you don't really like. I'm sure
maybe never heard of.
Billy Ray Cyrus has made a ton more money than Offspring and Bad Religion put together. And yes, then there's Jaguares, which sold 10 billion records in South America, and you don't know any of their songs. So there's one of those. There's that element too. And I'm always surprised. To me, it's always country singers and NASCAR guys when I'm blown away when I see their houses. Like, here's the koi pond. Well, I put a bowling alley in the koi pond, and I'm like, what? Who is this guy? I've never heard of him. Yeah. I married Renee Zellweger and her sister, and I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. Drew, am I right?
Yes.
That in
But
internet.
I sort of, with me, it's like...
You don't know anybody.
Yeah,
else. Yeah. That and international Latin superstars.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are the guys, too. I've never seen the guy. I don't like the guy. I don't think he's that good looking, and everyone goes nuts.
Well, everyone who hears your show thinks you guys are richer than everyone because, you got
Well,
the
Adam's
show.
literally...
I'm literally a millionaire, Greg. Literally. I mean, literally. People find it obnoxious when I say that, but so many people say I'm a millionaire, but they're speaking sort of metaphorically, like I'm rich in life.
Adam, literally.
No, I'm literally. No, Drew, seriously. Literally a millionaire. Literally. Okay?
I literally crapped myself the first time you said that. Literally.
I literally jumped out of my skin when I first made my first million. I literally jumped out. Literally. I was... we hate when people overuse literally or screw
You know
the
that
word
Mad
literally.
TV did a whole thing on that I saw the other day?
Oh, really?
A whole skit.
Literally?
Yes, literally.
I was thinking about
I think
words.
they listen to the show and they just take notes on what you're doing and just, let's make a skit. Here we go.
Well, maybe they're taking notes on what you're doing.
No.
Nah, you're right.
because then
I
there's
just
boring skits.
want to hear you say that. But
No.
I was thinking earlier tonight, there were like words I'm done with. I could do without, like if I had an ass full of literally. People are misusing it. But words that have fallen by the wayside, like to see make a comeback. Number one on my list, vittles.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like vittles to make a
Bring
nice
it back.
comeback. Bring back vittles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Start calling.
Mom's cooking up some vittles.
Yeah. Hey, woman. She make me some vittles. Because vittles leads into woman instead of sweetie. And
I
that
think
kind of
it
stuff.
peaked in the Beverly Hillbillies. That was it.
But it was being sort of used as it was
It was a joke.
antiquated
Yes,
back then. It was a joke. We
want
could
it.
seriously bring
You
vittles
literally
back.
want it back.
Literally like to bring vittles back. Literally.
That's a good one.
Vittles is good. And, here's the thing, too. Vittles, you can't get like an avocado wrap. That's
For
not
littles.
vittles.
No, it's got to be a stew.
Something's got to be stewing.
Yeah.
Something you may have killed a little earlier in the day.
Yeah, just throw it in the stew.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'd like to see Vittles make a nice comeback. This country will be back on its feet when Vittles comes back.
I think you're right.
And
Have you seen the Into the West series?
Haven't watched it.
I watched a little bit. It's quite interesting.
who's doing it?
It's a Spielberg thing. It's like a 90-part
that.
series.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. No, I didn't see it.
Yeah,
but
it's worth seeing.
Yeah. Let's talk
Speaking
Bad
of Vittles.
Religion. Let's give Bad Religion a plug. Well, wait a minute. This CD, how old is this CD?
I don't know. You tell me.
The Empire Strikes First. Well,
What does it say on the back there?
2004. Yeah, we've had you. We've been plugging this CD before. We're going to hear something else, though, a great song off it called Los Angeles is Burning, and a couple of few. And again, what else do you need to plug, Greg?
Adam, you got to.
Let's see.
I gotta plug
You
something.
got more plugging to do than me. Bad Religion is doing these shows out here, but since they're sold out, there's no reason to plug them. So,
Right.
we also have a live DVD. That should be a lot of fun. That's coming out in September.
Nice.
How does one get that?
We had a show last time we were on the show. I think it was at the end of our tour for this album, and we had a show at the Palladium, 2 nights.
Do you get it online, or do you just get it at a record store? Or?
No, we had. That's going to be released. The DVD you're talking about? No, it'll be widely available.
So, okay.
Yeah, but we just got 2 shows filmed with a 10-camera shoot. It was a big production.
Wow.
And it's taken us this long to edit the thing. So,
Wow.
How much of that work did you do on it?
about 1% of the comments. I gave my 2 cents, in other words.
Literally.
But when you saw the editing, was it good? Was it how you wanted it?
At first, it had needed some tweaks, but it looks magnificent now.
All right.
And I don't even like live music DVDs, but I actually enjoyed watching it.
And a 10-camera shoot.
That's a big deal.
It looks great. And the audio is going to be amazing too.
Let's take a call and then I'll do this Durex thing, Drew. Where are we going? Down here?
Yep.
Brandon.
Yes.
What's up?
Hey guys.
Hey there.
Hey.
Well, my situation is I'm married. I've been married for about 8 years. The problem I'm having is I had an affair, and I know how much Dr. Drew despises of that. But I did.
Well, he's got to make a big deal out of it because his wife listens.
I know. I've got 2 kids.
An attack. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I've got 2 kids. The girl that I was seeing, it was pretty much a one-night stand that lasted, I don't know, 3 nights, that's it. She was also married. One morning she tells me, I told my husband about us.
Good.
That afternoon, he shot himself.
Oh, my God.
And
Hold on, but in the head?
No, go ahead.
What did he do? He's dead?
Yes.
Sometimes people shoot themselves. I don't always die. Right. So, but I'm assuming that's what you meant. And that's horrific. And
how did she react to that?
Well, I met her. I'm in the military, and I met her in school.
No. Well, how did she react to his doing that? I wonder what kind of person this is.
At first, she was really emotional. I think she blames herself for telling him, and but sometimes I think she's glad that he's out of her life.
Yes, yeah, that's kind of what I get from this. Is a evil person, witchy woman.
Witchy. You guys ought to cover witchy woman or devil woman or witchy devil woman from New Orleans. But here's the thing: gypsy devil witchy woman. Yeah. You got to bring that back, or Life on the Road. That'd be good too. Yeah. But here's the thing. This guy, the guys who shoot themselves, do you think they're normally violent people?
Yeah.
I seem to think that too. I think they end up sort of taking themselves out the way they may have taken other people out.
Yes, I'm sure he was no walk in the park. Yeah,
right.
I'm sure he was difficult.
And
by the way, you know how women are with those affairs. That's why she had the affair. That's why she told him.
She wanted to pay him back. Yeah. She made sure that he knew all the lurid details. So she told him, and he probably went a little farther than she wanted, although there's a part of her that probably okay with it on some level. Was he abusive or anything like that?
I think so.
He must have been. Let's assume yes. All right. So what can we do with Brandon? What's your question for us?
Well, it's been about 2 months, and some nights sometimes I feel really responsible, and I know I shouldn't.
Yeah. Sometimes. Did your wife ever find out?
Yeah, I told her pretty much right after it happened.
She shot Brandon.
Is she still with us?
Yeah. How'd she take it?
Not good at first, but we're still together. We've been together for 8 years, and we've got 2 kids, a house, and everything.
If I ever get busted cheating, hold on a second, Brandon, I am going to go the husband of the other partner killed himself, because it's going to deflect a little anger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you go, first your wife will be just in a fit of rage trying to kill you, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm stricken with grief and remorse. This guy killed himself. I can't live myself. There might be a part of her that'll go like, oh sweetie, it's not your fault. You know what I mean? You could turn it on her. And real
also
quick.
Gives her serves that bitch right.
Yeah. It's kind of good. I'm gonna keep that one in my hip pocket in case there's trouble. And she probably has no real way of verifying it anyway. You know, and it sounds so outlandish you wouldn't make it up. All right. So Brandon.
So are you depressed now? Is that what's happening?
Well, sometimes I think I am. I've been actually, my wife's sister has some antidepressant medicine. I don't remember what it's called. But sometimes I'll sneak some from her.
All right, Brandon.
Not a great plan, Brandon.
Brandon, you have 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
All right, you have to get it together on their behalf.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just if you're depressed, you have to treat it like it's psoriasis or
like
something.
a medical problem.
Go take care of it on behalf of your children.
Right.
It's almost self-indulgent for you to be depressed at this stage when you're a father, because you're better having a dad who's an alcoholic and confined to a wheelchair than a depressed dad or mom.
Well, that's because you had that. And
I know.
Feel it so vividly. But here's the deal, Brandon.
But I think I really do. Drew.
Yeah.
Then answer me. Would your dad in a wheelchair? Would you care?
No, that would not make a big deal at all.
What about if your dad was you alcoholic or depressed?
There's strengths and weaknesses to both.
Well, alcoholic doesn't necessarily mean he gets loaded and molests you. It just means he's out of it at night.
All right, alcoholic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Depressed is like just living with a pot of oatmeal.
Yeah.
It's
scary for a kid.
Yeah, just said blah.
Well, Brandon, here's the deal. You can either get it together or you cannot. And if you can get it together, do so. Start getting some structure in your day. Start exercising. As Adam would say, listen to classical music. Start
Or
taking
bad
care,
religion.
start taking
I always
care
say
of yourself.
bad religion or classical music.
Stop punishing yourself.
Come on, Drew.
All right.
Bad religion.
Bad religion. Or classical music.
Or classical.
You made a mistake. It was a horrific thing. This is why people shouldn't get married when they're 19.
Right.
You're hanging in on behalf of your kids. That's great. Now let's get it together.
Yeah.
If you cannot get it together, that's a medical problem, and you need to go to your health services there in the base, wherever you are, and treat it like Adam said, like any other medical condition.
Mm-hmm. You know,
but get it together. I think you can. Go ahead. Let's go ahead
keep
and get it
moving
together.
here. Let's move forward.
Let's go.
No, I was thinking about it earlier today. Let's go.
By the way, traffic tonight. What the hell was that?
You know, well, I didn't hit any traffic, did I? You know the. I was thinking about this. I don't know why we're talking about vittles, words we need to bring back, words that can go. You know how the guy I hate most is the guy who condescendingly explains that there are no straight lines in nature.
Yeah.
That guy, the architect guy,
right,
who explains there's no straight lines in nature. I hate that guy. The guy I now hate more is the dog expert who it starts off by saying, dogs are pack animals. And I just want to slug the guy in the face. Like, you get to be an expert based on farting that out twice a week? That's the guy you see on Oprah who whispers to the schnauzer. They are pack shut up. You realize how little it takes to be an expert and how fast you can get on Oprah and what it really just takes to do that? There's a guy who whispers to dogs and he gets to sit next to her and he gets to tell an enthralled audience about how they're pack animals and how it's not your job to be your dog's best friend. It's your job.
Tell me more.
Your dog looks at you. You see, there's pecking orders to alpha and there's some
when
mega.
did we decide that
got to respect? It's like, really?
Sick platitudes are the most so great consumables.
I don't know. No one says anything when people fart out these platitudes. And if I hear, I believe everything happens for a reason. One more time, I'm just going to I'm going to go sick with the nunchucks on whoever's around me. No one ever goes,
Adam, you need to choose to get over this. You need to choose to feel better.
It's just, it's driving me berserk.
Yeah.
All right. No straight lines in nature, literally.
Literally,
except for some of the things that seem to be straight.
Relax, give me some fiddles.
Sarah?
Hello?
Oh, wait, did I get rid of this? Did we get rid of that? Yeah?
Sarah's up.
Sarah. All right, let's take a question for Greg. Why not?
Okay. No, it's fine.
Russ?
Hey.
What's happening?
Hey, Adam. It's great to talk to you guys.
Great to talk to you, Russ.
Oh, man, I'm a huge fan of all of you. Hey, I want to say, I think today's producer Ann's birthday.
Oh, today?
I think so. I don't know.
Today?
I don't know who could check there, but happy birthday to her if it is.
Tomorrow's Ann's birthday.
Tomorrow?
Oh, well, happy early birthday.
She will kick our butts.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm going to make more than a mental note.
Get it together here.
Actually, I'm going to make a mental note to make a physical note.
You to call me tomorrow. Let's get it going here. Let's get it together.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll just write B-Day. I'll know what that means.
Anyway, you guys, sorry if I'm kind of nervous. I listen to you guys all the time.
Yeah.
First time caller. Anyway, I wanted to talk to Greg. Greg, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. How's it going?
Hey, good, man. Congratulations to you on your thesis. You guys are all three of you in there are amazingly smart people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I happen to know that
I'm not board certified, and I'd never had my own show on network television, but
well, I'm literally a millionaire, and I know that dogs are pack animals. No straight lines in nature.
And of course, everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for I believe that. I do believe that everything happens for a reason.
No, you're supposed to say after they say that.
Yeah.
Well,
Everything happens for a reason,
You know?
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, but still. Go ahead, Russ.
Greg, I wanted to ask you if, Bad Religion's been going, 25 years or so?
At least. I lose track.
I was just wondering how if it gets any easier to write albums after that many, because I was thinking, pretty much everything from the Gray Race on has been sort of there'll be two or three sort of radio hits, and then songs about current issues and sort of timeless government issues. Like I've been listening to Drunk Sincerity, and it applies it applies so much now, about how.
All right. I
know what you mean.
He's filibustering.
I think his question was, your question was, does it get easier to write albums? And the answer is emphatically no. It gets much more difficult. Whenever you put out something great, people are going to expect the next one to be even greater. And, if you want to milk it at the end of your career, of course, it's very easy to put out crappy records, and you'll see a slow and steady decline in your popularity. But we take our writing very seriously, and if we think we've made a benchmark album, the goal on the next one is to outdo it, and that's why it takes us a couple of years to put out another record.
There you go, Russ. We will. I got to do this Durex thing. Also, I think we should hear a song from Bad Religion. I'll do this Durex thing real quick, and Chris, you can cue up a little Bad Religion for us, would you please? So here's what's going on tonight. One lucky person will win a Durex Party Pack. What is a Durex Party Pack, you ask, Drew?
What is a Durex Party Pack?
It includes...
Is that Durex, the condom company?
Yes. They make a fantastic condom. It is amazing. Drew?
Yeah?
They make a wonderful condom.
Do tell.
Yeah, they're kid tested and mother approved. That's what I have to say about Durex. Party pack includes CDs, a poker set, money, and of course some Durex condoms.
Did you just say a poker set?
Poker set. And each night this week, I will decide who the best call of the night is, and that person will win one of these party packs.
Nice.
So far, slim pickings. That's what I have to say to that. Winner's got to be 18 years exactly. That's the twist. Today has to be their 18th
at
birthday.
The moment you
thought I was going to say or older, but nope, you got to be spot on 18, not an hour older. No, 18 or older is going to do it, and of course, brought to you by Durex. There's sex, and then there's Durex. All right,
and then there's Bad Religion.
And then there's Bad Religion. And here's a little ditty called "Los Angeles is Burning."
If you never look behind the scenery.
Bad Religion, everybody. Greg's in the studio tonight. Jay has joined us and him in the studio tonight. And we will, it's all right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back, talk to, who do you want to talk to?
We have two Sarahs. We have
mass amounts of nutmeg.
Or the other Sarah.
The other Sarah is brother who molested her as a kid, wants to reconnect.
I saw that today on Jay.
Yeah.
That was not.
Yeah, well,
That's a fake.
You want to reconnect, you got to decide to reconnect before you reconnect. It's impossible to reconnect if you don't want it. You have to make a decision. Do you want to
handle
reconnect?
it. You got to want to do it, and you got to want to handle it.
There's no straight lines in nature, and dogs are pack animals. We'll take a quick break. Be right back after this.
LoveLine will be right back. So get your problems ready.
Heat things up with new Durex warming condoms. There's sex, and then there's Durex.
Wow. Hey, everybody. It's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. We got Greg in here and Jay in here from Bad Religion.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. You've got that live audience you got here.
They're awesome.
Fabulous.
Yeah, and quiet as church mice during, when I'm talking.
Yeah,
but
it's amazing.
When Bad Religion is announced, a lot of applause. The Donnas are going to be in here on Wednesday, and then the Foo Fighters in here on Thursday. So good bands and plenty coming up here on LoveLine. The Donnas I remember liking. I haven't seen them in quite some time. Maybe a little over a year? No?
I don't think it was that long.
Really? Maybe I'm mixing them up with L7.
No, you'll like
L7's a long time.
Well, L7's a long time. But the Donnas are cool chicks.
Yeah.
East Coasters.
Yeah.
You know how I know it was when we did that signing, that calendar signing.
Oh,
that wasn't that
were the
long
Donnas.
ago.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep on keeping on and talk to Sarah, who has a question for Drew about tripping on nutmeg. Sarah?
Hello?
What's up?
Well, first I'll say Adam.
Corolla. Oh, you hold on. You guys are going to like this. Summer's heating up, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What I'm trying to do is get that Marco Polo pool game.
Okay.
You got a pool?
I got a pool, yeah.
He's literally a millionaire.
I'm literally a millionaire.
Really?
You got two?
Let me tell you.
You got a bunch of houses with pools.
They're homes.
Homes with pools.
Why didn't you send your jet to come and get me?
I was going to send Dexter to pick me up, but
mine ran out of fuel.
They're not. He said the runways aren't long enough in Canada. They can only handle prop planes.
They're all water planes, actually.
Yeah,
but now here in Southern California, they're landing on the freeways.
Right by my house.
Right by Drew's house.
Right by my house.
But hold on. We have some important business to get to.
Oh, wait, back to the pool.
I want the game Marco Polo. I don't want to change the game. I want to change the name. Adam.
Corolla.
Adam.
Corolla.
You know what I'm saying? Marco Polo, the guy's, been dead for 900 years.
This would be very modern incarnation.
I don't think kids know who Marco Polo is.
I sat down and watched a whole History Channel thing on him about 2 days ago, just because of all this conversation we had.
Well, and, no saint, I'm sure he went over, went to China. He brought paprika back. Big whoop.
No, but he made a great shirt.
Oh, he made a polo. Oh, it's the inventor of the polo shirt. The other thing I was thinking about, too, is we already have water polo. Do we need two polo pools?
You're also kind of missing the beauty of the two-syllable thing. Marco and Polo sound nice answering one.
Adam Corolla.
Well, yeah,
I like that. I know it's sing-song enough.
No, thank you, Jay.
I'm going to back you, Adam Corolla.
Thank you, Jay.
I'm a traditionalist.
Well,
but,
Greg, though, you're you know what? It's okay that you disagree, and I want to address your concerns if I could.
Okay, I'd love you to.
He's going to lobby himself right now.
Marco Polo is Kubla Khan's henchman.
That's true.
The Venetian henchman to Kubla Khan.
Yeah.
Bad guy, basically.
And most of the stuff they think was fabricated.
Some of it.
Plus, talk about nepotism. His dad was an explorer.
His dad took him out to China.
That's got to be weird when you're born in the 13-somethings, and it's like, what's your dad do? Explore. What's your dad do? Conquer. It's like, because now your dad's like a tax attorney or something. But back then, you actually had dads who were like henchman. He's a Viking. What's your dad do?
Yeah.
Peasant. Oh, man.
That's
My dad's a serf. Oh, bummer. But so not a great guy. But let me just say this. I'll do that thing. Horrible politicians. You, Greg. I'll use your name a lot. Greg, if I could just stress that for a second.
You got to
Greg,
blink your eyes, blink those eyes a lot. Too.
Greg, let me address your concerns because I share your concerns as well. That's the other thing too. Sharing, pretending like you care about what he cares
You're
about.
my bro.
So, Greg, I agree that Marco Polo has a little better flow. It's also because you've been using it since you were, in grade school, and it's something that's sort of burned in your psyche. The smell of barbecue and good times.
True.
Some of your family was still alive at the time. A lot of splashing about. I would contend that if Adam Carolla was suggested to you so early on, Greg, do you hear what I'm saying, Greg? That you would enjoy it just as much and probably fight for it now.
I see what
So
you're
open your
saying.
mind.
Yeah,
Remember, dogs are pack animals, and there's no straight lines in nature. Literally, no straight lines. Adam
Carolla.
Thank you.
Greg's in.
What happens to the fish out of water part? That stays the same?
That becomes Adam's masturbating. Adam's masturbating in the jacuzzi.
Yeah, it's a little bumpy, but I think it's still good.
It sticks.
Sarah?
Rolls off the tongue pretty nice.
Hello?
Gives the kid more time to jump back into the pool. Sarah?
Yeah.
What's
Hello?
up? Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a friend who was actually escorted by the police to the hospital twice for psychotic episodes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she claims she has since been diagnosed with schizophrenia and being bipolar. And she claims that the episodes were actually triggered because she was taking a lot of nutmeg recreationally.
Did the people that were diagnosing her know about that?
I doubt it.
Because drug addiction can masquerade as essentially any other psychiatric syndrome.
Yeah.
So, and nutmeg can cause hallucinatory psychotic reactions.
Super ultra feather lightweights could catch half a buzz off a metric ton of
morning
that
glory
stuff.
seeds, gypsum weed, and
I wish
You know what's happening right now at Safeway.
yeah. Run.
The lineup is just getting ridiculous.
But these things are really, they're very difficult to control, and they're thought to be very dangerous.
Nutmeg?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Smoke it?
I think I think they just ingest. Again,
Just eat it? Just eat nutmeg?
large. Yeah. We'll look it up.
Right out of the bag.
You have to mix it with contact, the cold medicine.
There you go. Now you're getting crazy.
nutto tripping, they call it. By the way, I'm now dying for some eggnog.
Yeah, me too.
Jones, a little buttered brandy in there, and some of that fresh ground nutmeg on top. That is
little
awesome.
chai latte with some cinnamon and nutmeg right on top.
I'll look it
Let's
up on
get
the
it
web
going.
just to see what. I think it's an anticholinergic delirium they get into, if I remember.
Really?
All right,
Allergic delirium?
Anticholinergic.
Oh.
All right, let's put it this way, like someone like Fletch from.
Wait, I'm laughing already.
You
Yeah.
need a metric ton of nut.
Yeah, how much nut? Real guys who do drugs and drink can't catch a buzz off nutmeg. This is for
let's get
kids
some.
that are already sort of bordering on,
I'll look it up in the
psychotic, right?
Possibly.
Just
All
bring
right.
some in.
All right, Sarah. It's while sort of scientifically possible, it's a much more likely chance that your friend is just out of it or psychotic
And blaming that.
and blaming.
Well,
that.
I'm worrying, do you think she'll have an episode without it then? Like in the future?
Yes.
Most likely, right?
Yes.
Because our hypothesis is that she has a psychiatric problem. It's not just the nutmeg.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I should be worried that it'll happen again.
Yes, you should be.
Okay.
But yeah,
But she's undoubtedly on medication now, so.
Well, she won't take her medication. She won't
I
take
see.
anything.
All right. Let's see
right.
what happens.
all right, Drew.
She only takes the natural product.
nutmeg.
Nutmeg, yeah.
She can get on a maintenance program with Mrs. Dash. Actually, another seasoning compound that is safe and effective.
Golden seal.
Yeah,
Nice.
Drew, you should know about this.
What?
Nutmeg.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
They're making a patch. I heard about it.
Nutmeg patch. Nice.
Yeah.
Benjamin,
Yes.
you're 28.
Yes, I am.
What's up?
Well, first thing I got to say is, Adam.
Adam's masturbating in the jacuzzi.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. What a summer! It's heating up. Too.
I have this
Literally.
problem in where when I get a blowjob, it's like when I come urine instead of ejaculate.
No, it's not urine.
It's just watery.
It's just watery.
You're not eating enough flour.
Well,
And
not only that.
I don't mean baked goods. I mean flour. And
It's powdery, pure form.
It's powdered form. Yeah, a couple
but
flour.
You can pack it like a cannon, too.
Well, I go in both. Yeah.
But Benjamin, here's the deal. That's the only time you ever see what you're producing. I mean, when you're having sex with somebody, you don't actually see what you produce, right? So it may be the same then, too.
No, this is what my girlfriend tells me. I can tell when I masturbate, that it's not the same stuff.
No, you can't.
No.
It's mixed in with saliva and other things. You can't tell.
Well, here, how could it be something different?
Unless he's doing it on purpose, is that possible?
Urinating?
Yeah.
How can you?
No, it's not possible that I'm doing it on purpose.
No, it's just watery.
Seminal fluid, right?
Yes, and that's normal. It's fine, Benjamin. Relax.
You have the sensation of an orgasm.
Eat some more almonds.
I do have the sensation of an orgasm.
Right, and that is seminal fluid. That is ejaculate, and that's watery for some guys. If you want it to get thicker, delay ejaculation between episodes.
Are you saying it's impossible for urine to come out when ejaculate should be coming out?
It's virtually impossible.
Well, we've had a couple of these calls in the last few months.
And they were both watery semen.
Just open your eyes really wide.
Hey.
The thing that I thought might be maybe part of the trigger is because when I'm masturbating or when I'm having sex, because I'm not circumcised, when I'm getting a blowjob, it's all the foreskin's pulled down, and there's some nerves that are touched there that aren't normally touched.
28 years old.
All right. Hey, Benjamin. Junior college or planning on junior college or dropped out of junior college? Something to do with junior college?
Yes. Actually, I graduated from a top-of-the-line 4-year art school in 3 years.
Wow.
You sure it wasn't a 2-year school in 3 years?
No, it was track.
But you missed the key. The key word in that phrase was art.
Yes. All right. Well, remember,
they have good. Some art schools have good anatomy courses, and you might
learn to draw the prepuce.
Don't they have naked models? Natalia?
Yes, they do.
Don't they urinate for you?
Yeah.
There's naked models. I know there's naked models, and they'll urinate all over you.
All right, Benjamin, it's not urine. You're cool. And it's got nothing to do with your foreskin abuse.
Nothing whatsoever.
All right?
Okay.
You're fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Eat nutmeg.
Well, no, we learn on this show that people are sort of almost like primitive natives. And they think they control things.
They figure stuff out.
My technique is done. So they do this sort of A and B equals G.
Right, because they desire to know, like Aristotle says, and they start drawing conclusions that are just bizarre and random.
Why can't they just go on the internet? I mean, that's information for everyone, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's a difference between information and wisdom.
I understand,
but they can't do it.
If you Googled
watery semen
equals urine, you wouldn't get anything. 0 results.
Correct.
Sorry.
Correct.
Really?
That would help.
Really? Let's try it.
Let's try
that.
Get that.
Get on there. Get right. Google it right now.
Chris, watery semen
equals urine.
Watery semen
equals urine.
Okay. Got it.
All right. And then
right now, this second.
See what that
watery
gets.
semen equals urine.
So when we come back, we'll get the answer to that very important
question. And I got to look at nutmeg too. So watery semen.
Watery semen equals nutmeg.
No, you doing it? You're not doing that fake type thing you normally do, are you?
He's not doing it. He's holding his hands over the buttons.
What, the Chief Wiggum? Yeah, I'll get right on it.
We'll take a little break. Bad Religion in studio tonight. We'll talk to, we will get to the other Sarah with the brother molester and wants to reconnect. And let me just say hi to her. Sarah?
Yes?
29?
Yes.
Your brother molested you for how long and how old were you when you got started?
Basically before I could remember until I was 12 and I stopped him.
You stopped him?
Well, until he molested me until I was 12 years old, and that was the last time.
Oh, from whenever you could remember till 12.
Right.
All right. And now he wants to reconcile.
Yes.
Good.
All right. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Take a quick break.
Chris, what do you got there?
Shane Greg here.
He's stuff. He's got stuff.
All right. He's got stuff. We got stuff. Everyone's got stuff. All that stuff after this.
LoveLine.
Okay, wait. My hair.
We'll be right back.
everybody. It's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Jay is here. Greg is here. Both from Bad Religion. Going to hear something else off the newish CD, Drew.
So the nutmeg is less than a tablespoon, causes anticholinergic delirium, and that's a very uncomfortable and a wild psychotic state. I've seen a few of those. And then the watery semen is, as we said, the amount of time that semen is left in the seminal vesicles or the amount of time it's actually outside the body. Makes it watery.
Yeah, that's why I have to shake mine every once in a while. It's like salad dressing, it'll separate.
Yeah.
I use it for dipping. I use it on dressing. I use it everywhere. And low-cal because you're vomiting. Not because it's low-calorie, just because you taste it and you just projectile vomit. Sarah?
Oh, yes. I think I want to vomit.
Oh, wait. I thought about blowhard number 3 that I hate. I hate the no straight lines in nature guy. I hate the dog's back. I like the person who points out that the real calories in salad is the dressing, all that creamy ranch. Yeah. Oh, you mean the tasteless green matter that I'm stuffing into my mouth? That stuff, no calories in just the iceberg lettuce. Huh? It's all that creamy, rich, fatty, buttery stuff that's on top that tastes of blue cheese.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Turns out that's where all the calories are.
Who told you that?
Shocking.
I can't believe that.
Blowhard number 4.
Blowhard number 4.
That's awesome.
Sarah?
Yes.
So, 29, your brother molested you until you're basically old enough to fight him off, which was age 12. And then you lived with him for another 4, 5, 6 years?
Until he graduated from high school. So.
And what's the situation now? Why does he need to be back in your life?
Well, I've avoided him as much as I can for the last 10 years or more, and he's become sort of predatory, and he started about a year and a half ago, he started calling me repeatedly till I told him just to F off, and he just contacted my boyfriend saying that he doesn't understand why I won't talk to him, and he wants to reconnect.
Well, you say predatory.
What does that mean?
Like it's a bad thing. But, I mean, is he trying to, like, did he go to therapy? Did he get sober and want to reconnect? Is he on step number 6 or 7 or whatever? Or is he actually just trying to put more pressure on you?
He's never faced, we've never discussed it, and he's kind of, I think he may be sort of mentally ill in a way, but he's gotten married and he's trying to have children now, and he thinks that he's gotten it together, so he wants to reconnect with his sister, but...
Well, how has he gotten it together? Has he joined a church or something? Is there something that's changed in his life?
He's just gotten a job, basically. He's
all right, so just keep it. So you have no obligation to be around this guy. That's
here's all I'm trying to make sure, and this is Adam, and I do believe that everything happens for a reason, so you gotta factor that into the molestation. But your brother... I know you hate his guts, and you should hate his guts.
Right, it's a good thing.
It's a good thing, but on the other hand, if we spoke to him and he said, you know what, I got molested by my uncle, I acted out on my sister.
I feel awful about it.
It's been haunting me for the last 15 years. I recently got sober.
Got some therapy.
And I'd like to reconnect with my sister. Would he possibly tell us that? I know everything that comes out of his mouth just sounds like a horrible lie because of what he did to you, but can you get outside of the horrible relationship you guys had for a second and objectively think, is he actually trying to connect, or is this more BS?
Well, I think he's trying to make himself feel better, and I'm absolutely paralyzed with fear when I see
And the answer
him.
is no answer. She can't get outside
and I don't expect you to say you can objectively tell whether he's reaching out, but it sounds to us like A, he's a bad guy, but B, he's attempting to do something. He doesn't want to borrow money.
What's his motivation? To start having sex with you again?
No.
So you have to ask him what's motivating him.
What does he want?
Oh, well, I think just that he wants his life to be good and, all that.
But why does he need you to make his life good? I mean, all I'm saying is a lot of guys might say, I never want to talk to her again because if she gets around my wife
She'll
and
say
has a
something,
wine cooler, she can start blabbing. And
on the other hand, if he's a guy who said, geez, I've come to terms with this, it was a horrible thing, I was being abused myself, I'm trying to close that chapter, get some closure going,
Yeah, Drew, it's not about you. Let's focus on the caller for a second.
He's never said anything like that to me.
Right. All right, Sarah, here's what I would say.
Let's keep him away. Don't worry about it.
Here's what I would say.
My father wants to know why I won't talk to him, and my mother wants to know why, and we don't have the same mother. But
They don't have the same mother, so.
All right. So here's the thing.
Who are you afraid of more, your father or your brother?
I think I'm afraid that my father won't believe it, and I can't imagine telling him
Sarah,
anything.
here's my advice. I would say to take his phone call or to write him a letter and to say, look, you got 10 minutes to really explain to me why you're trying to reconnect and what you feel about what went on in the past. We're not going to do this at Thanksgiving. We'll do it now. If I'm satisfied, we might be able to begin a very slow process.
If you're inclined. If you're not, then put it aside. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, let it go.
It's not your obligation.
No, it's not. But
the guy's a perpetrator, and
yeah, but it's different mom, and
I know,
weird mom's boyfriend got to him, and not her fault. But
yeah, still the first thing out of his mouth should be, "I'm so sorry." That's a good way to start a telephone conference, not anything else, not how you doing.
Right? Do you hear that, family?
There you
Do
go.
you hear that?
They'll be calling you.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
All right, guys, here's the deal. Looking to hook up? Call the Dateline. Sick of wasting time with the wrong person? Call the Dateline. One call's all you need to make. Call the Dateline.
1-877-889-DATE.
If you need help,
Call LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191.
Everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Jane Craig here tonight from Bad Religion. Going to be at the House of Blues coming up this Wednesday and Thursday, but it's sold out. So what?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, sorry, Tuesday,
It's okay.
Wednesday, Thursday.
And they're still all sold out.
But we're still sold out.
So what are we going to do?
They have a couple of tickets.
Yeah, we can give away some.
What do you
How
got?
do we do this?
Well, what do you have?
We have 2 tickets for Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
To give away to, how do we do it?
It's got to be somebody local
caller
here.
number 37.
Caller 37.
Can we do that?
That means somebody will never do that.
Just random.
But
Can we do a riddle?
I will talk to people. I'm going to talk to people from Los Angeles and the Los Angeles area because obviously, Sarah's calling from Colorado.
She might drive.
And,
She's got time. It's
Dexter can pick her up.
2 nights from. Send Dexter.
You and Dex go pick her up.
Yeah.
Fly out there and grab her.
Well, Dexter and I are going to San Francisco for lunch tomorrow and then coming back. That's one of those things you do when you have a chat. Yeah.
Wow.
Let's talk to Steve and see Steve.
Yes.
19?
Yeah, I'm 19.
All right. I can tell you're not a Bad Religion fan, so I'm not going to offer you the tickets.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Are you, Steve?
No, I've never actually heard of them until today.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
I can tell that.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
But that's good for you.
Yeah, well, we could send you to the show and make you a convert, but I think you have to earn it.
Yes.
So go ahead, Steve.
Okay. You want me just to tell my story, or?
Please.
Oh, do I?
Okay.
hate Steve.
So I've been with this girl for about a month, and
Hold on, Drew. What is that gene? Everyone in my family has it. And you actually have it too. That's why you irritate me. But that I've never heard of something gene. you know what I mean? I would say it's so convenient just to call them stupid, but you're not dumb. Do you know what I mean? It's a gene. My mom
the obnoxious
has it.
part not just saying no, I'm sorry, I just don't know, as opposed to I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's like I have these conversations where it's like, yeah, Mom, it's good beer, but it kind of tastes like a Zima. What's a Zima? It's that stuff. You've seen that liquor. It's out. No, never seen. You've seen billboards for Zima. No, never have. You've been driving in your car and passed Zima advertised. I guarantee you just didn't notice. No, I've never seen it. Now you get in this argument where you're yelling at them that they've seen a Zima commercial. But how does it escape your psyche? How does it get through your gill net? You know, like, I'm not a Zima guy. I got nothing. I'm not into these spirits. But I know it. I've seen it. How do you, Drew? What is that gene? It's not. Now, you say for you, and you're a doctor, so I'll let you slide on this. You're focused. You're very much focused. Yeah. You screen everything out in order for you to focus on your subject, your field of expertise. Right. But what about my mom?
I don't know. It's a priority from A to B. She's just getting to the grocery store. She doesn't want to see anything else.
Is it pot? She hasn't smoked pot in like 30 years.
The nutmeg.
The nutmeg? Well, what is that, Drew? Generally, would you call it stupid?
The stupid is not out of itness.
Yeah, but it's a form of stupid. And if not, then what is smart? You know what I mean? Guys who do well on standardized tests?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
You're talking about being culturally ignorant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's not ignorant. That's just unaware of pop culture.
People that has nothing enters their radar screen. You know what I mean? Nothing makes it onto their radar. It's just,
because their radar screen is full.
Or it's full
of full of what, eventually they just end up going
full of NASCAR.
Yeah. Full of NASCAR and Budweiser. You talk about alcohol and they go, what, a Bud?
Right. All right. Steve?
Yes.
You're back to
Sorry
stupid
about
now.
that conversation, but it's like talking in front of a lizard. They don't know what you're doing.
All right, Steve, what's up?
Okay, I've been going on with this girl for a month, and I've had sex with her 3 times. She's the first girl that I've ever had sex with.
Shocking.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I've had sex with her, with my condom, it keeps falling off.
You got to step up to a Durex. They got a new drawstring brand.
Are you
keep your change in there? Keep your honker in there?
How long do you go before it slides off?
About 5 minutes. It depends, on what we do. When she's on top of me, it's fine because sometimes I try to hold it.
Yeah.
But whenever I go missionary, that's when it comes off inside of her.
And is that after you ejaculate?
No, I'm still pretty hard. I didn't go limp or anything.
Have you tried different brands?
Different sizes?
I just go in and
just ask for rubbers.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you should probably experiment with different brands. But Drew, he says pretty hard, which means he's losing a little of his erection.
Are you?
It's not like I went limp or anything.
Are you thinking about the condom coming off?
Yeah, I get a little nervous when
Adam didn't say that you went limp. He said that you lose your erection a little bit.
Yeah, I'm getting bogus, by the way.
Yeah, something.
I'm not buying this. Steve.
Yes.
I'm having trouble believing you. It doesn't. It feels very insincere.
I'm sorry. What?
I think this is a bogus call. I don't buy it.
Adam.
Yes.
I think everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. Good job.
Thanks, Steve.
Adam.
But a decent try.
There's no straight lines.
There's no straight lines in nature. Yeah.
I really just wanted the Durex condom package.
All right. All right. You want the CD and the money and the poker chips? No.
You could just give me condoms if you want.
Just send them the condoms.
All right, I'm going to pick you, Steve. All right.
Size extra small.
Steve's been picked. Wow.
Well, I'll tell you
That's
why.
all it takes in this show. You just call up and say, I'd like that kit, please.
Why not?
First off, what do I care?
You asked for it, you get it.
I will read it again so you're done with that, too.
All right, but let me say this.
You know what you've done.
Insincerity.
They're all going to do that.
There was something very bogus coming out of his voice. It was bad acting.
It was bad acting, yeah.
My spidey sense has been going nuts with bad acting lately because he didn't have any what you would call the traditional tells of the bogus call. It seemed like sort of legitimate. There wasn't much of a question.
And people don't usually go nebbish on the bogus call.
Yeah, he went nebbish on the bogus. Steve.
Yes.
Here's the thing. I like the idea that you attempted a bogus call. I like the idea that you fessed up almost immediately and didn't argue with me. And you are one bad religion compliment away from getting yourself some Durex condoms and up to $30 in cold hard cash. So what can you say about bad religion?
I've heard one song so far today, and I think it's the best band I've ever heard in my life.
Right. All right. All right.
I find that
stay on
highly
the line.
insincere.
I don't care.
I'm not buying it.
Because it's just a transcript. It's got to read. No one can tell.
I love it.
Yeah. All right, Steve. Hang on, buddy. You're one more compliment away from going to a Bad Religion concert.
Standing on stage playing the bass guitar.
That's right.
Oh my God! I think I actually I can hold on a condom when I listen to Bad Religion.
Awesome, but just a little bit short of the mark.
No.
You get the kit.
Huh?
You get the kit.
All right,
You get
put
the
you
kit.
on hold. We'll give him the whole Durex kit, right?
Yes.
All right.
Why don't you read your thing again, just so you get it?
Wait, no, that was a Bad Religion thing. Where's my Durex thing? Yeah. So here's how it goes. One lucky person
named Steve,
who calls in tonight is going to get a Durex party pack. That is CDs. That is a poker set. That's money, so you can gamble with that. And then Durex condoms. Each night this week, I'm going to decide. I've decided already.
Yeah.
I've picked young Steve, and you got to be 18 years or older to play. And remember, it's brought to you by Durex. There's sex, and then, Drew, what?
Durex.
That's what there is.
Corolla.
Adam. Oh, wait a minute. See, it's bumpy that way. Got to go Adam Carolla. All right, Steve, hang on. Mandy,
Yes,
you're 25?
yes, I am.
What's up?
I'm calling because every time I have intercourse, I cry afterwards.
Chief Running Bear?
I'm sorry?
Tired. Yeah. We do Chief Running Bear. Yeah, hey. So, were you ever molested or anything we need to know about?
I don't know. I have kind of a hazy memory, but it feels like it was a dream or a movie I saw or something. It's almost like I don't think it happened to me. I really don't know.
And has this always happened, or just with this particular
just
partner?
within the last year.
Are you having pain with intercourse?
No.
And what are you feeling? What's the reaction?
I feel really, really sad, but I really don't know why.
Have you? Is this relationship going okay?
Yeah, we've been together for 5 years.
This is a sign sometimes that the relationship has sort of run its course, particularly in young people. That sort of moment it's supposed to feel so intimate and it feels kind of disconnected and empty.
Really?
That makes people feel, that juxtaposition makes people feel sad sometimes.
But we've never heard anyone talk about crying.
Yeah.
As a sign to the relationship being over.
Maybe I haven't stated it that way.
We've heard about people crying, but it just means that they're drudging up some pain from the past.
Also, though, I've heard of it sometimes being associated with, particularly in younger couples, where they don't know how to end relationship, and it goes on since they're 18. It goes and goes and goes, and all of a sudden they're still having sex, and it's kind of empty and doesn't feel intimate. Well, it makes you sad.
What about that part of it, Mandy? What about Drew's hypotheses?
We have had problems. We were together for a long time, and we lived together, and he kind of got into smoking pot all the time, and I left him and moved out on my own to go to college, and now we've just recently kind of gotten back together, but neither of us was with anyone else during the time we were apart.
But look, should you be together?
Lord knows he tried. God, did he try.
Probably.
When you got back together, is that when you started crying?
Yes.
Yeah, I just don't think it's what it should be.
Also, there's another thought that we have. We'll see if Jay and Greg share this thought, which is people, when you break up with someone at like 23, go ahead and stay broken up.
It's meant to be, yeah.
You hook up with them at 19, you stay together for like 4 years, and then you break up. Stay broken up. You getting back together usually means the guy thought he was going to get laid and he just couldn't scrape anything up.
That and all the fantasies of early relationships are stuck, and you don't know how to engage and disengage and keep good boundaries. It's just yucky.
Well, I think what guys do is guys get lulled into a false sense of sexual security. Like they go, hey, I'm getting it every night, so I go out on my own. Maybe I get it every other night from new and beautiful and exotic women every day. Then after a 6 month dry spell, they're ready to come back and negotiate. Yeah. For the chicks, their thing is like, I had so much time invested in this, 5 years wasted. That's one of those chick things. Guys never do that, but they go, we hear it all the time. 5 years wasted to just break up.
And our thing is, hey, great, go throw some good time after bad.
Yeah.
Keep wasting your time with
5 years.
this guy.
You want to make it 8 years wasted? You're already at 5. And by the way, apply this same logic to a job. This is a horrible job you've wasted 5 years at. You want to waste another 5 or possibly a lifetime at this horrible company? yes, you should have got out 4 years ago, which is all the more reason you should get out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, let me see if that's Mandy. Mandy, have we successfully talked you out of this relationship?
Yeah, I think I got the advice I needed. You guys are right.
There you go.
Yeah.
See?
Well, it's weird because the crying is normally we don't.
No, I have heard of this. I've not brought it up very often because they don't usually say I'm feeling sad at the end of sex. They'll say I cry about emotional. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
But when they talk about feeling sad, that's usually that.
Oh,
that
really?
clue.
And
Yeah.
you feel sad.
Yeah, I do feel sad. I don't have an explanation for the sadness. Like I couldn't tell you why I was sad.
I think it's the relationship.
Okay.
You feel sad about the lack of intimacy in the relationship.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you
That's
so
all right. Have you had other boyfriends?
No.
Beforehand, I had boyfriends before him, but
But nothing like this is 5 years.
But not in the future, because I'm asking about the future. I'd like you to actually go into the future.
Will you have had boyfriends?
Will you have had new boyfriends?
It's the year 2018.
We're talking to your
been
future
outlawed.
ex-boyfriend.
Everyone's wearing great jumpsuits, and doors no longer have hinges. They're all apertures. Aperture-style doors. Now, will you have had... Yeah, before this guy, right?
yeah, I had other boyfriends. One relationship as long as I think we were together for 4 years.
Hup.
All right.
Sheesh.
All right. Well, that's
how
it.
old are you?
25.
5.
Yeah. All right, you know what? Mandy?
16.
You need to spend a little time with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mandy.
It's an interesting thing. I wonder if I'm going to come up with a horrible sexist condescending thought here, but I wonder if women don't spend enough time with themselves, and then the ones that do seem to be kind of successful, and the ones that go from boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend sort of focus on being a girlfriend or being excited or playing the role of a girlfriend, and they never seem to get the, I don't want to say education, because sometimes they go to school and become that, but they never forge the personality or whatever.
They become
and
the
then
partner.
you see the homely chicks that end up running the Fortune 500 companies, or
Who
the
are
ones
even
that
lonelier, though.
who are even lonelier but have gone without. Like, also, I think it sort of holds true with guys. Like, you show me somebody who's like was a serial dater, like from the time they were 13, they had that steady, and all the way up until 35, just never been without a partner, one to the next. And I'll show you one you don't really want to sit next to on a long plane flight.
Right.
You know, like
That's right.
somehow they never developed something. Women even more so, I'd say, than guys.
Yeah, but isn't that that's an old school thought, right? That's that breeding or training women to come up as just housewives and
I don't know that. I'm not saying that's what they need to do. I'm just saying I think human beings need a certain amount of downtime in order to investigate themselves and to
they
grow
need to
a little
fully
bit.
separate.
Yeah, me
not
time.
just be in a family, or playing a role in a family of origin, and then switch that role to a relationship.
Right, you go from your mommy and daddy to your boyfriend, and it's right to the next, right to the next, right to the next, and then you're married.
Yeah, separate.
And then you have your
independent.
kids, and then you have whatever, and
Right.
before you know it, you don't seem to have much personality. Why should you? You never really struck out on your own. I also have this, the same theory sort of applies to kids that are constantly stimulated. Like, I wonder if, you know how I used to sit around and just stare at stuff?
Yes.
I ate an ant once. I was so goddamn bored when I was like 12. I just sitting on my bed staring at an ant, and I ate it. I was in lockdown.
Mind you, he was not 3. He was 12.
That's what I was going to say.
admitted to it.
Wow.
Yeah, I was locked down in my room once again. There was no TV set, no stereo, no video games, no nothing, and I was just staring at an ant, and I just ate it because I was that goddamn bored. But the point is I think my mind was able to develop an imagination because I had so much sort of bored downtime. I wonder, even if it's educational, I wonder if kids are losing that because of the constant processing of information.
Yep.
And parents do that thing where it's like, we have to keep the kids stimulated, and not stimulate. This is educational stimulation, but it's still not letting them shut down and create.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Wow. Heavy.
I agree with that.
I got to be right. I'm thinking about breaking a little early just to be right. Yeah. Go out break because they usually go out wrong.
I'm thinking if you break, I'll need to pee, so it'll be good.
Yeah.
And then you can be right for like 5 minutes.
And you've done your Durex thing. You've done everything.
Durex,
you're all
right.
set.
Let's just wrap it up. Let's play the entire Bad Religion CD, which is really only 11 minutes long. They rock that hard. You know what I mean?
11 minutes, 32 seconds.
You know, you get with Bad Religion, you get a concentrated rock like the Frozen OJ. Other bands make 3-4 gallons of rock out of what that takes up half a cup for them.
Nice.
I mean, they're concentrated.
We're not from
rock.
Concentrate.
No, I know you're like fresh squeezed rock. What I'm saying is
the pith is what you're talking about.
The pith, yeah. Let's take a quick break, Chris. I'm right, you know. Yeah, we'll be back to hear a little concentrated rock from Bad Religion after this.
1-800-LOVE-191.
LoveLine will be right back.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Jay and Greg here tonight from Bad Religion. The Donnas are going to be in here on Wednesday, and then Thursday, the Foo Fighters. Great live band.
Great band.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking, I'm going to kiss a little Dave Grohl ass because of our past run-ins. Some trouble with
Fighting
Dave
with
Grohl.
Dave?
I've had some misunderstandings with certain bands, and comes with the territory.
This was a good one though.
Dave
didn't get your humor. You stole his tools.
Dave lived across. Dave's sister lives across the street from one of my homes. Literally a millionaire.
Literally.
Yeah. And I saw him at some concert. And, I told him I would swing by and say hi because he was staying at his sister's place, and I was visiting one of my many homes. And I came by one Sunday morning and banged on the door. And it was one of those things like, when you knock on the door, sometimes after you knock, you think to yourself, I wish I never knocked. There's a part of you that wants to run.
Every day.
What am I doing? There's somehow, just from the knock, you can tell there's something. And then, so nothing happened. I took a step away, but I heard someone coming down the stairs and all that. And
things didn't feel right.
Things didn't feel right. And his now wife answered the door looking like she'd woken up just a few moments ago, and like they'd had a nice night of drinking and hijinks. And so later on, I was on the radio saying I went over to Dave Grohl's house, and some floozy answered the door.
Was it as nice as floozy?
I could have said strumpet. I don't remember what the word of choice was.
Or was it crack whore?
Whatever it was, okay. I was assuming she was a gal that Dave had hooked up with that night kind of thing, and it seemed like real rock star stuff. It was a compliment in a backhanded way. It turned out to be his fiancée. He took some offense to it, but he was man enough to come on the air and confront me with it. And hopefully,
it got a little heated. Got a little heated.
But hopefully we've put all that behind us.
Oh, she's a very nice lady. Did you ever meet her other than that time?
Yeah. Turns out I think I knew her. I'd actually met her even before then, but I didn't recognize her with her hairstyle, which is, had a little pillow head going on.
A little Drew Barrymore.
Little Drew Barrymore going on the noggin. So she was, but a delight, and I'm a big fan. And I think about Dave Grohl with Foo Fighters and Nirvana. First off, Foo Fighters slowly taking over Nirvana. I mean, maybe 20 years from now when the dust settles and everyone looks at all the albums released and all the songs that come out, maybe they go, we like Foo Fighters better. Huh? I know it sounds radical, but they're still going. The Foo Fighters haven't slowed down. Great live band. And I'm just saying, Dave Grohl in two of the rockinest bands really in the last 15 years.
Chris is everything happens for a reason.
Chris is a huge Nirvana fan, so he might be getting pissed off about that.
I do believe that.
And Nirvana's a great band, and Foo Fighters is a great band too, but they can't.
No, I'm definitely. You can't argue that Nirvana was real groundbreaking and paved the way and all that kind of stuff. Very unique. But Foo Fighters have now I don't know what they're on. Their sixth album or their eighth album or something, and a lot of good songs.
A lot longer than.
Dave Grohl going from behind the skins to up front with the guitars
that's good.
In both those bands is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
He beat Phil Collins.
Yeah, and Don Henley?
Yeah.
Who the hell's from the Eagles that did that?
That guy.
Yeah, and that
Jackson
guy,
Brown.
That guy from the Romantics.
Jackson Brown played the drums?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
from
see?
the Eagles.
Yeah. From the Eagles. What was he in the Eagles? Like the first
5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right.
He was
George?
there.
George? Drew saw the Eagles, by the way.
He was in it?
Hello?
Drew was in them too, but
Sure
Drew,
was in
you
the
saw
Eagles.
the Eagles, didn't you?
With Linda Ronstadt and Jackson Brown.
Wow.
At the Forum?
At the,
Who are they?
At the Shrine.
At the Shrine.
Ooh. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to, George from West Covina, I'm going to say that if he can answer the question to one Jackson Brown song or one Linda Ronstadt song, he's going to get some tickets to Bad Religion.
Ooh.
George,
Yeah.
can you name one Jackson Brown song?
No, I cannot.
All right. And how about Linda Ronstadt?
No.
Okay, all right. I'm going to broaden it. Linda Ronstadt, even when she was with the Stone Ponies. Go ahead. I'll make it easy.
Hello. I'm a really big fan of Bad Religion.
It's too bad you can't see them.
You could have gotten tickets.
You could have gotten tickets. All right, I'm going to George, I'm going to give you a break.
Okay.
I'm going to try this one more time because you'd love to see them over at the House of Blues coming up this
Sold
Wednesday.
out. They're going to give you 2 tickets.
If Engineer Chris can name one Linda Ronstadt song.
Wait, I heard my name. What?
One, he does not listen to the show. How's Lycus coming through the headphones? You okay? Can you hear him okay? Well, turn him down for a second.
What's he telling you right now?
Blah, women, pigeons, blah.
Yeah. Buy him a drink and shut up.
Shoved to the curb. So listen, one Linda Ronstadt song.
Oh, man.
Includes a color.
Huh? Purple, I guess?
Blue.
I
All right. Let's keep moving. One Jackson Brown song.
Right on. No, I don't know.
Wow. I hope they're not listening because
That's all right. I'm used to it. Whatever.
All right, George.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you couldn't produce a song, and neither could Engineer Chris.
Adam, why don't you
40
answer something?
Adam?
Yeah.
Should we put you on the spot?
I'll tell you what song I like of Jackson Brown. Slow, not played that much, but a great song. Here Come Those Tears Again. That is an awesome Jackson Brown song.
I was about to say that one.
And
isn't Doctor My Eyes his thing?
Yes, there's a good one for you.
That was a precursor to Hall & Oates, I'll have you know.
All right, go ahead, George.
I've been listening to your band for quite some time now. I noticed that you guys are obviously atheists, or at least whoever writes your songs.
You're gay.
I was wondering what led you from whatever it was you believed in childhood into atheism, or were you always an atheist?
You're gay.
Jay's not an atheist. Jay's pagan.
So you should ask. It's really the question is to ask Jay why he's not an atheist. Because if someone's an atheist, they basically start off with no. I mean, in my case, I was never taught to believe.
And you're a scientist.
So, well, yeah. I mean, I was surrounded by academics my whole life because my parents are academics. But to me, it seems like you have to have a reason to believe because it's a lot easier. I think there's more evidence that gods do not exist than evidence that gods exist. And
well, I do agree with that. It's always the thing
the
where
burden of proof is on the person who suggests that a god exists.
I agree, or anything exists. You got to go ahead and prove it.
If
and
we
it's
live in
weird where the onus becomes on the guy who never said anything.
Yeah,
Which is, I like this one too, where they go, "Oh, God doesn't exist. How'd all this get here?" That's your argument.
That's their argument.
It was that guy.
A guy with a beard put it here with sandals.
The Santa Claus looking guy, kinda.
It's not the guy with a beard. It's because everything happens for a reason.
I believe that. I do believe it. Now, I believe in the Great Magnet, but I'm not sure about God.
But I believe in the Great Pumpkin, still.
I do, too. Drew, do Charlie Brown's teacher for a second, would you please?
Wah, 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 wah.
All right, that's enough.
Anyways, I just want to say, though, Bad Religion doesn't, we are not down on anybody who does believe, and we get these questions all the time.
I'm sure.
And we actually have a tremendous following among Christians, and I think Lutherans too. Lutherans,
yes,
huge Lutheran band.
Huge Lutheran.
We're big
following.
in Minnesota.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
but it's all. Yeah, we're not a collective of atheists or Catholics or Jews or anything. We're just 6 guys who all have different beliefs.
But the guy who George wanted to know about, most of our songs, and the truth is, a lot of the songs are indeed slanted towards the questions that we were just discussing here, and that's basically, how do you make for a rational society if you don't have some kind of burden of proof?
People always do that. They do a lot of that. I'm as an atheist, I'm always insulted where it's sort of that. Well, yeah, but you got to understand, if everyone was an atheist, it'd just be total chaos. People would be driving through red lights and having sex with their sister. And it's like, I'm an atheist. I know the difference between right and wrong. It doesn't. I probably know it better. As a matter of fact, I have no way to repent. I have no excuses. I just know it. It's in me. I can't. It's not like a tax law that I can find an exemption to. Right. I know when I've underpaid. And by the way, go check out Death Row. Find me the percentage of atheists on Death Row. You think 90% atheists on Death Row? Or we could talk about quite a few born-agains and quite a few people that were least brought up with religion.
That's because the person who's challenging you has been told since he was a year old, basically, that religion is the source for our morality. Yeah. And the truth, I think, one of the great triumphs of the 21st century will be when science and philosophy comes together to show that morality really comes from your parents. It's something that's handed to you from the time you're born, and whatever your parents are is pretty much what you will become moral-wise.
We hear that night in and night out here. And also, do you want to live in a society, like, it's sort of like saying, well, we need cops because cops stop people from doing bad things, which is sort of God stops people from doing bad things, but wouldn't it be a utopia if people just didn't want to do bad things? Not because they got stopped or caught or headed off at the pass, but just because it wasn't in their vocabulary. And I'm sure there's many religious people where it's not in their vocabulary, but if you can be completely void of all religion and still know that murder is wrong.
It goes in the assumption that we're evil to begin with. Original sin.
Right,
which comes from
I didn't sign off on the part where we started off as evil, although I do believe everything happens for a reason, and there are no straight lines in nature.
Literally.
Yeah, someone had to give God a straight edge. We get some nice straight lines in nature when he drew things up, Because how else would this have gotten here? Come on, give me a break.
The guy with the biggest stick, way back when.
Use your brain. All right, let's talk to Sarah, who's 22 and wants to hook up. She's from Idaho. I like my name a Jackson Brown song and go to a Bad Religion concert. Now, here's the beauty of it.
We have no LA. Here's one.
We've already named a few Jackson Brown songs, and we will accept ones we've named and still have difficulty getting answers.
There's only one guy locally here. It's Redlands on 4.
Redlands?
Yeah.
Is that closer than Bakersfield?
Yeah,
I guess it is. All right.
Not by much.
Nicole?
Yes.
You're calling from Redlands?
Yes, sir.
Would you like to see Bad Religion?
Yeah, I would love to, actually.
All right. All we need is one Jackson Brown song title.
Okay, well, that's probably where I'm going to lose because I'm not a big Jackson Brown fan.
Yeah, but we mentioned a couple songs here while we were chatting away.
I told you that was neither here nor there.
Could we accept the who did he used to be married to? That was all over the news, wasn't it?
I don't remember that.
He dated. He dated. Yeah. Oh, you mean Blondie?
Yeah. Way back when.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to give that one away. Hold on a second. I don't know that her and him and Daryl Hannah were ever married, but I think they just dated. But we could find out. Who did he date, Nicole?
Daryl Hannah.
Right. Well done.
Are you sure? Nicole, right?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
I think so. I will put Bad Religion tickets on the line for it.
Yeah. All right. Now you're out in Redlands. Will the donkey make it to West Hollywood?
Oh, yeah.
You can get out to West L.A., and you can do it on Wednesday night on the fabulous Sunset Strip?
Of course.
All right. Because if I see these things on eBay, I'm coming after you, baby. All right?
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now, what is your question? And then we'll put you on hold. And are you married? Do you have a boyfriend? What do you got?
I have a boyfriend.
This is about your boyfriend, right? This question?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
I've been with my boyfriend for a year and 2 months this Wednesday, actually. And
you're celebrating a 14-month anniversary in 2 days?
Yeah.
Awesome.
They make a card for that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
They'd
we'll
have
to call Hallmark.
Yeah. Right.
But a couple months ago, my dad found out that we were going to be moving in together and told me that if I moved in with him, he would disown me because my boyfriend's not our race. He's not white.
What is he?
He's black.
All right. But so a huge Bad Religion fan. 19-year-old black guys.
Yeah.
All right, so good. Bring him with you on Wednesday night. And
on your 14th month anniversary.
Oh, you'll be celebrating 14th month.
It actually will be.
And is your dad a racist, or was he growing up?
Or is he just freaking out about his daughter dating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I've had my boyfriend Chris has been in my life for probably about 5 years now.
Chris,
so it's
the
not
black
like
guy?
Yes, he's not new to the picture. He's been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And within these past 5 years, I got mixed up with a racist group.
Oh, my
God.
God.
I had
you yourself?
Wait, you did?
Yes, I did. Because my dad was like, growing up, he was not racist, but he was prejudiced. He had black friends, but he didn't, half of our family's Mexican. So he wasn't, it was just, we were living in the mountains at the time, and it was really closed quarters, and that was all there was up there.
Was this in the 1870s, or what year is this?
1772?
It probably stems from back then.
49ers, mainly?
Did your dad beat you?
No, my dad wasn't around when I was little. He was in jail until I was about 7.
There we go. So there's a little. It's such a bizarre sort of swing you're on, going from participating in a racist group to dating a black guy.
First off, Drew, hold on a second. We have to talk about you behind your back. But judging from the Jackson Brown answer, you're not going to hear any of this. So just hang on a second. I love these questions because it really gives you a little insight into the human mind, which is you got the daughter. The daughter's dad was in the joint. Daughter's dad was an alcoholic,
dad was
racist,
clearly an abusive a-hole.
Clearly an abusive a-hole, and a racist. And guess what, Dad? Dating a black guy. What do you think?
But how weird that she even though was in a racist group.
Well, that we got to get into, but it's payback time for Daddy. If you're a bad dad, and women do this, guys don't really do this. Women do it. If you're a horrible guy and you're racist, and you're horrible to your daughter, she will make your life miserable by going, what's going to make Dad the least happy? What if I brought home Lucius? Fantastic.
Here's what guys
got
do.
A black guy.
They bring home another woman like Mom to drive Mom crazy.
Yeah.
Right. That's what guys do. Sicker.
But the question is what's her question?
That's a good question.
Oh, well, she's a little upset about her dad disowning her.
What? Yeah, you're Sarah, you're really upset.
No,
really
it's not Sarah.
I mean, it's not Sarah? Oh, shit, Idaho, because I was thinking white supremacist. Yeah, Nicole.
Yes.
You really give a rat's ass about your horrible dad who was in the joint most of your childhood?
It's not just him, because if he disowns me, my whole family is taking his side.
Yeah, you'll lose the granite rock shed that you're
what are they going to
part of the racist group?
The cave you were living in?
Oh, there's a couple of propane tanks they're going to give her. Come on.
When I got mixed up with the skinheads, he kicked me out because I was with the racist group.
Well, your dad's got range. I got to give him that.
Well, no, she's got the range.
You got range too.
Well, yeah, that's.
Well, you shouldn't have brought your black boyfriend to the skinhead meeting. That was number one. He's auditing.
You have to move. You just need to move somewhere else.
You need to get away from that.
You need to get away from all of that.
What do you
move with your boyfriend somewhere nice and live happily ever after.
What you mean? You don't mean disown. You mean they're going to cut off a relationship with you? Because there's nothing to disown here.
They don't want anything to ever do with me. They don't want to talk. They've already cut off connection with me until I break up with them.
All right, here's what I don't understand. A couple of things.
Wow.
Okay. You have to understand, Sarah.
And most of them are Mexican, right? Most of these people.
What was
that? Your family's Mexican, or half of them?
My stepbrother is Mexican. His wife is Mexican, and my sister-in-law is Mexican, and I have cousins that are Mexican.
How come they're not standing up for you?
Well, they're Mexican. They're drunk. They're down. They're on the sofa. When they sober up, they're going to get right on their feet, Drew. And come on. How dare you stereotype that way? Look, first off,
I'm so
only white
confused, I
people
can't
can
even
be
have-
racist. That's number one. I've learned that. I've learned that from living in one of the blue states, that only white people can be racist. So it's impossible for the Mexicans to be racist, number one. Number two, Nicole, you know that it's not a coincidence that you're dating a black man. You're dating a black man because you hate your horrible family, and this is your dad's greatest nightmare, so you brought this guy home. Do you understand that on some level?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least you can admit that. Now, that being said, God bless you.
Go on.
And go on, and we'll see you at the Bad Religion concert. But your family is a horrible hodgepodge of just... It's like a stew made with only bad ingredients. There's nothing in there that's good. Just get out of the kitchen, would you? And here's the problem.
By the way, if you're happy and successful, they'll be back in your life. Watch. Oh boy.
Yeah, my phone doesn't stop ringing. Here's the thing, too. A lot of people have horrible families, and they're so attached and enmeshed with them. Look, by your own words, your dad is a bad guy, your cousins, everyone's bad. It's possible. Wash your hands and move forward.
Or just don't be so caught up in their web.
How important is it for you to get validated by bad people? Do you know you know this weird syndrome? You hear your wife do it all the time. My wife will do it. Women do it. They do that thing where it's like, Cheryl said I was being whatever. It's like, Cheryl's a C, and she's like, I know, but she said I was. Who cares what? She's a horrible, vindictive, spiteful, thrice divorced old C. I know. But here's what she said about me. You should pray that bad people think you're bad. That's a good sign.
It means something good.
It means you're doing something right. You don't want horrible people to think you're a genius.
You're one of us.
You're one of us. You're our leader. I think that's what happened to me in the Man Show, actually. But the thing is, it's good when bad people think you're bad. That's
I hate
how
doctors.
You should want it. All right. Am I right or am I right?
You are right.
Let's
You're right.
Break
You're right
off,
again.
Nicole. Get your
Run away.
Your boyfriend of color.
Have fun with the bad religion.
Yeah, come to the show and say hi.
Yeah,
that's right.
All right,
We'll see
let's
you there.
go.
Good
All right,
job.
let's break it down. Let's go. Let's get a hand.
Yeah, all right,
let's
all right.
go now. Those helmets aren't chairs, gentlemen. Let's go. Grab any. Grab any. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
LoveLine. We'll be right back.
Please hold.
Hey, everybody, LoveLine. We got Jay and Greg here from Bad Religion. The Donnas are coming in here on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Foo Fighters. Very excited about that. We would like to hear another Bad Religion song. Yes? You queued up there, Chris? It's long overdue, but we'll better late than never. Social Suicide. Yeah, quintessential Bad Religion. That That sounded as much like a Bad Religion song as Bad Religion songs get, and I mean that in a good way. But
Thank you.
Very Bad Religion of you.
That's
It was Bad Religion-y.
We're trying that.
It was esque, yes.
trying
Bad
to do
Religion esque. Drew? Yeah. All right, now you got to come back to the helm.
What are you doing over there?
Yeah, Drew, come on, let's go. Quit playing grab ass.
He's looking up drinks with nutmeg.
Let's
Where's Dr. True?
Let's focus. Sarah,
Hello?
you're 22.
Yeah.
You want to hook up with your boyfriend's sister?
Just not like hook up, but just one night of fun.
One night of fun.
Your boyfriend's sister.
She's my best friend.
She's your best friend.
Best friend. It says here your boyfriend's in jail.
Yeah.
When is see we could here's would be a great time to play my first installment of Definitely Not a Jew. See, this is how it would work. Calling from Idaho. Her man's in the joint. She wants to have a lesbian affair
With his sister.
Sarah?
Yeah?
Not Jewish?
No.
Okay. See how the game works?
You win.
I win. I win the big pot.
I would have bet $50 for it, man.
Yeah. See, Sarah? Pretty traditional Jewish
Yes.
name. All right. So what's your boyfriend in the joint for? And we will not accept parole violation as an answer.
Well, that is the answer.
All right. What did he do to
Previously.
get put on parole?
He stole some cars.
Some cars. All right. And what was his parole violation?
Absconsion.
Absconsion?
That's running.
Absconding.
Isn't that a state?
Yeah.
Checking in.
He didn't check in with his parole officer.
He didn't check in.
For how long?
Music up a little bit.
Right. All right.
Thank you.
And now he's back in the joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing there was a drug test or something coming up that he probably didn't think he was going to make.
Of course.
When is he getting out of the joint?
In a week.
Oh, in a week. All right.
Oh, so you wanted to get this done before he gets out, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know if I should. I mean, when I'm...
No, don't. You
should not
got
do
enough
it.
chaos in your life, honey. Please.
All right.
Please.
I'm getting ready to fall on this ballpoint pen. I put it between my ribs
Kids?
where it'll catch me in the
Kids?
heart. Yeah. Do you have kids, Sarah?
I have a kid.
What? Oh, we didn't hear it. How many kids? What?
One kid.
One kid. All right. And can you please get on some birth control?
I am.
You are. All right. So no more kids, right?
Not right now.
All right.
No, not ever.
Couple 100 years. Here's the thing. Focus on your child. Would you please focus on
we
your
gotta
child?
go. I got to surgically remove this pen from Adam's left ventricle.
Yeah.
He just fell on it. We got to take a break.
We'll see you in the Sam Harless. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
All right, guys, here's the deal. Looking to hook up? Call the Dateline. Sick of wasting time with the wrong person? Call the Dateline. One call's all you need to make. Call the Dateline.
1-877-889-DATE.
If you need help,
Call LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191.
Everybody, sold out.
Thank you.
They don't need your charity. They just don't. 25 years.
But we'd like to say thanks to everybody in Southern California and of course to K-Rock for helping us with the.
Yeah.
Can you make that sound again? Well,
thank you, Anderson.
That's nice.
And to all the fans of Bad Religion around the country that are listening to the program tonight. I'm sure Greg's going to tip his hat to them. And also, they may be coming to a town near you, so look out for them. We'll take ourselves a little extendo break. Jay, thanks for coming by. Greg, thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
The Donnas on Wednesday, and then the Foo Fighters on Thursday. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been LoveLine. LoveLine. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or the station. The producer for LoveLine is Angled. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.